What is good? What is up? It's Jordan or Texans Thoughts, and I'm back with another video today. I'm going to be breaking down how the offense looks so damn good versus the Titans. This is the offense we wanted to see, and I'm going to break down how Deshaun was a killer on third down, how he abused the middle of the field, the super effective play action game we had, and how we were so efficient in the red zone. So if you enjoyed the video, please do hit that like button, subscribe for more content, and comment down below your thoughts on the video. We are on the road to 3K subscribers. We're so close, and if we could hit that before the Packers game, that would be absolutely amazing. So if you haven't, hit that subscribe button. Now let's break down the film between the Texans and the Titans, because the film don't lie. So let's start by looking at our success on third down. We finished 7 for 14 for a 50% success rate, and this is something that has hurt us in the beginning of the year, but is essential for elite offenses. The Titans tried a lot on defense, but they just couldn't find an answer. On this one, they're going to cover 2 sink, and so the Texans are going to run sort of a makeshift screen for Fuller. By isolating him on this side, they can get all of these other weapons to block for him. Look at how the defense reacts. They're all backing up, trying to keep us in front of them. But that gives Fuller all of the space to work with, and with a good block by Cooks, and good enough blocks by David Johnson and Randall Cobb, this just looks easy for us. And that's something I've been harping on since Bill O'Brien left and Tim Kelly fully took over for the offense. There's been a concerted effort to create easy throws for Deshaun. Easier throws are going to be more efficient, and efficiency on third down is everything. Adding on to those easy throws, the other thing I noticed about this game is just how many in-rhythm throws Deshaun had. Earlier in the season, there weren't many opportunities where Watson would have someone open at the top of his drop. This led to him holding onto the ball, waiting for someone to get open, and eventually more sacks. But in these past 2 games, we're seeing it more and more often, where receivers are creating separation quickly, and Watson will always find them. Here, the Titans show a heavy blitz look, but drop out to a cover 3. And with his quarterback so far off coverage, likely worried about Fuller's speed, there's just nothing he can do about a quick out route. I also like how they have Fuller lined up in a tighter split as opposed to out wide. What this does is it gives him more space to work with to the sideline, and it also means that Watson has to make a shorter throw, again, an easier throw. How many times around the NFL have you seen the quarterback throw an interception on an out route? It's often because if the wide receiver is lined up wider, the throw takes longer to get there and the quarterback can drive on the ball. But because of a simplified alignment change, that can all be avoided. So moving on, we saw that cover 2 zone didn't work, cover 3 didn't work. Now the Titans are in cover 2 man, and you guessed it, it's still not going to work. We're going to put Fuller in the slot to get him matched up against rookie cornerback, and since they know it's man coverage, they're going to try and run a rub route with Fuller and Fells. So Fuller's going to go on an out, Fells is going to go on an in, and the idea is to run each other's defenders into each other, creating contact and opening up our receivers. Now that doesn't actually end up happening, but remember, Fuller's matched up on a rookie, so they already got a good matchup, and he takes him to school. Fuller's been balling out this year and rising up to that role of wide receiver 1 for the Texans, and man, it'll be interesting to see if we re-sign him or not, as he is going to be a free agent after this year. So let me know in the comments below what y'all think we should do. So the Titans tried cover 2 zone and man. They tried cover 3, now they're in cover 1. Watson reads the coverage and audibles the play. Again, like I showed in my last video, he's got more control of this offense. Thank you, Tim Kelly. He's got 2 crossing routes on this one, and as this defender drops off into a short hook zone, Watson's read is dependent on essentially whichever wide receiver crosses the defender first and becomes open, right? So since that is Cooks, he hits him quickly, and great catch by Cooks to haul in the throw behind him, and he too, he's really starting to heat up, get comfortable in this offense, and be that complementary wide receiver 2 that we need. Alright, so the next third down, and like I've been saying, the Titans have just been exhausting every type of coverage they can try. They tried the basic ones, now they send the blitz and are in a combo coverage, where they've got some guys in man coverage and some guys in zone coverage. Now you might look at this play and say, hey, Watson's staring down the left side of the field the entire time, he's got tunnel vision. But I really don't think that's the case here. I think Watson knew exactly what the Titans were in, and he looked to Cooks because he knew that's his best option on this play, and let me explain why. So before the snap, look at how the boundary safety starts creeping down to the line of scrimmage. Watson can tell that this side is going to have an overload blitz, and because the field safety isn't really in position as a single high, he's more shaded over to the right hash, Watson knows that means the Titans are essentially trying to take away the strong side of the formation here. They've got 3 defenders to focus on our 2 wide receivers in Fuller and Cobb, and they want to take away Watson's main reads on the strong side and force him to look weak side where he only has that one option in Cooks. So you can see here how these three defenders form sort of a triangle in their zones, while these other two defenders are just in pure man coverage, hence the combo coverage of man and zone. So Watson knows better than to force a throw where he's at a number disadvantage. That's why he doesn't even look that way in the first place, and he trusts in Cooks to win his one-on-one matchup. That's the best matchup on the field. And again, it's a well-timed throw in rhythm at the top of his drop. He doesn't need to wait for someone to get open. These two are on the same page now. Look at when Watson throws this, right as Cooks is starting to break. And great job by Cooks to come back to the ball like this. And with forward progression, that's a first. The other thing I like about this play is the pass protection. We saw earlier in the season that the Texans couldn't pick up a single blitz to save their lives, but they do well here. Look at David Johnson get under the blitzing safety, winning with leverage, and driving him completely out of the play. That's beautiful. And in these past 2 weeks, the offense has only allowed 3 sacks in total, compared to the first 4 weeks where we allowed 16 damn sacks. Now let's move on to the play action game that Tim Kelly has wisely implemented more of. Versus the Titans, we were able to get a lot of chunk plays off of play action, and that allowed the offense to stay efficient and effective. The Texans played a lot more 2 tight end sets this game, and that was a bit of a hint that we were going to go play action. We wanted to max protect and usually only sent out 3 routes, but Cooks and Fuller were just money at getting open. They were giving us huge cushions all day long, and that allowed us to attack 15 to 20 yards downfield at ease. I really like this play design as they motion Fuller across the formation and snap it quickly, giving him a running start. This gets the safety matched up on him, which he beats, but Cooks is also open for the nice gain. So why was he able to get open here? Well, the Titans are in a cover 3 match. Remember how they played regular cover 3 before? But now, with match rules, they still play their zones, but if a wide receiver comes into their zone, they'll follow them, instead of passing them off to another zone. So it's a zone alignment, but with man principles. And the Texans essentially have a wheel route here, a deep out, and a flat route. So they've dialed up a levels concept, which is what it sounds like. It attacks all 3 levels of the field, short, intermediate, and deep. This is great for a regular cover 3 zone, as usually the safety in this curl flat zone will have to decide whether to guard Cooks on the out or David in the flat, and then one of them is going to be open. But like I said, it's not your regular cover 3, it's match principles. But the play still works because of the motion getting Fuller the matchup with the safety. Now, instead of sitting in this zone and being in position to cover Cooks, Vaccaro is supposed to follow Fuller, and that vacates all that space for Cooks to work with. Great scheming by Kelly, great execution by the offense. It's wild to see play calls that actually help out an offense and make it easier on them despite the type of coverage they face. The Titans have been throwing the entire bag at us, but Kelly and Watson were in their own bag, countering everything they saw. More play action out of our 2 tight end sets, and more success getting a chunk play to Fuller. The Titans are sending a blitz, and they'll have essentially 3 deep zones and 3 underneath zones. They've only got to worry about Fuller and Cooks, but Fuller runs a beautiful route. Look how he really sells like he's going to be running a crosser over the middle of the field. The entire defense flows towards the direction of the run fake, and look at the cornerback. He completely opens up his hips to the inside to follow Fuller. And if your hips are that aggressive, it makes it super hard to cut back the other way and change direction. So Fuller's got him beat at this point, and really just made any quarterback in front of him look silly all damn day. He knew he should have had a touchdown there too. Just one man to beat and he was pissed. Fuller always goes off against the Titans, and Sunday would be no different. On his touchdown, the Titans are in a funky looking defense, trying anything possible, but they really just rolled to a Tampa 2 look, with Byard trying to take away the middle of the field. Fuller's just running a go, but Malcolm Butler gets confused when he sees Cobb breaking inside. I don't know why he thought it would be smart to try and cover him, but that little hesitation is all it takes for Fuller to burn you. There's no recovering, and he even has to flip his hips back outside yet again. But you ain't chasing Fuller down there. This play was just awesome to watch. It really felt like Watson was taking this game personally, and he did everything in his power to get the dub. Since we're talking about the touchdowns, let's look at the rest of them and how the Texans were able to find success in the red zone. We struggled in this area efficiency-wise in the first 4 weeks, but we're 4 for 4 this week, getting 3 touchdowns and that field goal at the end of the half. The first touchdown to Fells, I think they were trying to set up a rub route here versus man coverage. Fuller runs inside, and the idea is to create contact on Byard here before he cuts outwards. They don't execute it very well, but Fells somehow still managed to outrun him and continues his streak of red zone dominance. The theme I notice on these touchdowns is honestly just good execution. Our weapons got open and Deshaun made plays to find them. Cobb's going to run a speed out, but Watson doesn't like it early and then faces pressure. He looks for any escape route, buying time, and then I love how Cobb comes back to the ball here and makes a hell of a catch. He wasn't called on often, but when he was, he showed up, and that dependability out of the slot wide receiver is something we've drastically needed since Watson has dealt with Braxton Miller, Bruce Ellington, Kiki Cutie, and DeAndre Carter, among others. So thank you, Cobb. The last touchdown to Cooks was a pretty good play. They're going to motion David over, and that IDs that it's man coverage. Then you got Fells on an in and Cooks on a slant, and you're trying to get a pick here yet again. Finally, it sort of works, as you can see the cornerback has to go over the linebacker instead of just running on a straight path. And so that makes it much harder to get back into the play, and those extra steps, that opens up an easy throw for Cooks. This play was the perfect mix of good play call and good execution. This play was the perfect mix of good play call and good execution, and man, it should have ended the game, especially with that 2-point conversion that had Cobb wide open. I still stand by that. That was the right decision, and it was right there for the taking. The last thing I want to break down is how we were able to attack the middle of the field, specifically with tight ends. They showed a relatively new pistol formation, and we were able to beat the Titans' Tampa 2 defense with it nicely. They're going to create a number advantage by sending these 3 routes to attack and occupy these 2 zones. Stills on the post forces this defender to carry him upwards, and this defender has 2 guys to worry about. That hesitation is all it takes, and that's as wide open of a throw that you could want. I'll say it one more time, but easy throws equals good offense. How many wide open throws like these do you remember in the first 4 weeks? Here, we've got the same formation and the same concept, again attacking these 2 defenders. If you can't beat it, why should we stop it? But these next 2 throws are 2 of my favorite plays all game, and this one really highlights Watson's ability to manipulate the defense with his eyes. Watson wants to target Fells at this area of the field behind the linebackers and in front of the safeties. But he needs to open a throwing window to make this easier. So instead of just staring down Fells the entire way, he looks to his right off of the snap. Look how that moves 54 to the left, and he's supposed to follow Watson's eyes, right? He's doing his job, but Watson is playing mind games, and now he's got the window to zip it in there. That's beautiful football. Last one here, and it's another perfectly placed ball behind the linebackers and in front of the safety. The window Watson had to get this through was just perfect, man. Look at how Watson holds the single high safety by looking straight at him off the snap. This is to make sure that he can't get over to the seam in time. Then Watson gets the ball past 1 hand, 2 hands, and he doesn't float the ball and lead him upfield where the safety can make a play potentially. Instead, he puts some good velocity on the throw, and that's unguardable. What a game by Watson. Alright, that's going to do it for the video. Hopefully we can fix this damn defense so that these elite games by Watson don't continue to go wasted. If you enjoyed, hit that like button, subscribe for more content, and comment down below your thoughts on the video. Huge shout out to all the Texans Thoughts team members. I really do appreciate y'all's support, and hit that join button if y'all want to be part of the team as well. Also, if you need more Texans content, check out Texans Unfiltered. We've got a website, podcast, and YouTube channel for all your Houston Texans needs. Alright, take care everyone, and remember, the film don't lie.